Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to write a cover letter for a public health specialist position. In this YouTube video, I'll write an example letter that can be used for those that seek a job as a public health professional. And once you are done writing your own version, I would advise you to download matching and professional looking resume and cover letter templates. Click on the link in the description for more information. Now before I get started, let me first emphasize on the most important writing tips for healthcare specialists. First off, use a standard font and font size that is easy to read. Basic fonts like Verdana, Calibri or Times New Roman with a 10 or 12 point font size will do. Keep a word count of around 300 to 400 words on a one-page document and divide your cover letter into 4 paragraphs. Secondly, write a formal greeting and address your cover letter to someone. For example, Dear Mr. Jones or Dear Miss Jones. Don't use Mrs. as the abbreviation, unless you know that the contact person is a married woman. If you are writing to an unknown recipient, then I would advise you to use Dear Hiring Manager. And if you are unsure about the recipient's gender, then you need to write the full name, as in Dear Carl Jones. Thirdly, a cover letter is a supplement to your resume. That means you need to provide context to skills and qualities listed in your CV. For example, if you claim to have problem-solving skills, then you need to substantiate this statement. How many problems have you solved? Within a time span of? What were the results? Now try to make it quantifiable, so with numerical and or statistical information. Fourthly, avoid cliches, don't babble, and focus on what you will deliver. Avoid using one-liners such as I am a fast learner, this job is exactly what I want, or I think outside the box. And don't go off on irrelevant tangents in an effort to sound witty or interesting. Focus on what you will deliver based on actual accomplishments. At last, demonstrate genuine interest by writing a unique cover letter for each job application. Although this process is time consuming, it definitely increases your chances of getting your favorite job. Just keep in mind, a couple of hours of extra effort might decide your future career. Alright, that's it for the most important writing tips for public health specialists. Next up, I want to start writing the example letter. List your contact information on the left side. In between white lines underneath, we put the date and then the hiring manager's name and job title, followed by the public health department's information. As for the salutation, we write Dear Mr. Jones. Now this is how you structure an American English cover letter. For British English, you need to put the contact information and date on the right side. After that, you need to put the date first, then the month, and exclude the comma. For American usage, the month is placed first, followed by the date, and you need to insert a comma in between the day and year. Underneath, we notice that the subject is included in the British English letter. It is commonly used in the UK, but usually left out in the US. Now for American usage, we include a dot after the abbreviation MR or MS. For British English, you can leave it out. In the first paragraph, also called the introduction, you need to show your interest for the position and public health department you apply for. Let the reader know where you found it and inform the reader that you are qualified to contribute and support their objectives. After that, you introduce the reader to your cover letter. In the second paragraph, you shortly introduce yourself, followed by a motivation for the job role, field of interest, and or the department you apply for. Try to answer questions like, what makes you feel excited to work as a public health specialist? Or why do you want to work at their organization? Track the reader's attention and show that you are in fact interested in specifically this job role at their department. In the third paragraph, you have to match your qualifications to the job requirements. Now don't restate your resume, but instead provide context, preferably with numerical or statistical information. So what have you achieved in numbers, statistics, or awards you've been granted? Now key here is to convince the reader that you actually obtained the necessary qualifications. In the last paragraph, you need to capture the essence of your cover letter and inform the reader what you want to further discuss. Now by doing so, you politely initiate an interview without directly asking for it. In addition, you give the reader an incentive to invite you to an interview. Now don't forget to thank the reader for reviewing your cover letter and include a phone number so they can easily reach out to you. At last, you should come up with a professional closing salutation, like kind regards, best regards, or sincerely. Yours sincerely is British, and Americans tend to reverse the order and write sincerely yours. Nowadays, sincerely is a common and an acceptable close for American cover letters. You can also write yours faithfully, which can be used when the recipient is not addressed by name, like in dear sir or madam. It is a British usage. Yours truly is the American equivalent. Alright, so we touched upon the most important writing tips for public health specialists, and we actually made an example letter of around 350 words and 4 paragraphs. Now if you want to see this example and all of my other examples in text format, then visit my website via the link in the description. I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond as soon as possible. If this video was helpful, then a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Want more introduction and closing paragraph examples? Then check out my other videos. Other than that, thanks again for watching and see you next time. Bye!